Welcome to Four Finger Discount, where this week we're here to review episode 9 of season 19 of The Simpsons. It is Eternal Moonshine of the Simpson Mind. I'm Dando.
And I'm Guy. That's why we're here?
That's why we are here.
I forgot.
Yeah, it's been so long. So basically, as we discussed on Going Down to South Park this week, and we discussed on the previous recordings, Guy and Dando took a holiday. I took a holiday with the two kids, with the now 6-year-old. Happy birthday, Elliot. We'll talk about his birthday in a minute. And a 3-year-old. It was fun. Mm-hmm. We had shenanigans at the start, but we got there in the end. Okay. We went from the Dandenongs to Healesville, and
where one goes to heal.
Yes, exactly right. And you went to Bali, and you've come back with a head cold.
That is correct. Yes, I don't need to put any quote marks around holiday because I actually had a holiday, which is me and the lovely Louise and the sunshine. Admittedly, the lovely Louise picked up a tiny dose of dengue fever, which knocked her for 6 for the day, but then she bounced back just perfectly. Meanwhile, I soldiered through, and then in the Wuhan lab that was my flight back, clearly picked up some kind of bug, but nevertheless, soldiering on, powering through to bring you another episode of Four Finger Discount, which, I made the memory joke before. It's because this episode is all about memory.
Good episode.
Good episode.
Yes, an episode that has been considered one of the best of the post-Golden Era, and an episode that Al Jean has
quote marks today.
Yeah, and an episode that Al Jean has said that he thinks could have been the finale of The Simpsons. Eternal Moonshine of the Simpson Mind. Is this an episode that you think would have been a satisfying ending to The Simpsons?
No,
I don't agree either. I can see why he might think that, and he would have his reasons. I think if this was the finale of The Simpsons, I would be very disappointed.
Yeah, I would think that if you were going to wrap things up, it's not a bad way to go about it. A memory episode, one that allows you to go back and I don't know, revisit and reframe.
It was acknowledging the past as well.
Yeah, very much so. But I mean, you can't do it just based on Homer. It has to be memories of every single family member.
Well, I just thought for a finale for The Simpsons, for me personally, I know they always say they want to keep it short and sweet, or just simple. Sorry. I want an episode that really explores Springfield. It doesn't have to be a crazy story, but you got to explore Springfield and just say your farewells to all the main side characters as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the show is still called The Simpsons, of course, but really it has become about Springfield, and I think we have become very accustomed to so many of the town's residents. I mean, of course, our hearts are always going to be with Homer and Marge and the kids, but I think it's expanded a bit beyond that. Like the Grinch, our hearts have grown maybe 3 sizes.
What was the Simpsons version of the Grinch? The Gruff?
Was it the Gruff?
The Gruff? I don't know.
Not the Gruffalo. That's another thing altogether.
It was a terrible character. Remember, it was that mascot, and then all of a sudden it was a real character because it started bleeding.
Oh,
that wasn't good.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that episode and how much it sucked.
Yeah, I don't know, but this didn't suck.
Hey, I wish we'd had the forgive me shot for that episode.
What I will say is that this is the Homer that it felt like we all I grew up on, where he's lovable, but he's sometimes irrational. He's sometimes irresponsible, but at the end of the day, he loves his family and he's a good person.
Yes, and any extreme measures that he takes are usually for the good of his family, and even putting his own well-being to the side. Yeah, he's willing to make sacrifices for the people that he loves. Yes. He may go about that in a half-assed or ham-fisted way, but nevertheless, he does it. His heart is in the right place.
Yeah. Now, the title of this film is of this episode is a play on which film?
It's a play on Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Is the story structure of this episode anything like that film?
Not really, no. It borrows a little bit from it, but it borrows a little bit from a lot of things, this episode. There's a lot of references in this one.
That's Jim Carrey, right?
It is a Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet movie.
Because he went through a phase where he was making films, because is it number 23 he did as well?
Yeah, not very good. Yeah. Kind of a serial killer movie, I think.
I've heard
to the best of my recollection.
I've heard mixed things, yeah. I never ventured into that Carrey. I was just like, you're always going to be Dumb and Dumber Carrey to me, cable guy. I don't want to see serious Carrey.
Yeah, if you're going to get serious Carrey, this is probably one of the best, Eternal Sunshine. I mean, to my mind, it's that and The Truman Show are his best ones.
Truman's fantastic. That's its own thing, isn't it?
It's very much its own thing, but it's also a really good combination of wacky Jim Carrey and more serious Jim Carrey.
I think for me, how we've all got maybe 10 films in our life that we could just rewatch and never get sick of. Truman Show's one of those for me.
I'd say it's up there for mine. Certainly in the top 25.
Yeah.
Really fantastic movie.
And it still works today.
Oh, yeah. Peter Weir does not miss.
If you want to check out our review of The Truman Show, it's available on our Patreon. Yeah.
That's
for the movie
correct.
guys.
We did a really good review. I was really happy with that.
We spent an hour just loving the film.
Just riffing.
Yep.
Just riffing.
Good times had by all.
But Eternal Sunshine's a very good movie. It's I won't say it's dead serious. It's kind of weirdly funny at times, but mainly it's this bittersweet romance between Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, who are right for each other but completely wrong for each other, and there's weird scientific experiments that go into it. It's certainly worth checking out, but it's not necessarily a laugh a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned earlier it was Elliot's birthday on the weekend. Happy birthday, Elliot. He turned 6 this week. Can you believe it? I've had listeners, Zach Pruitt, our main man, our editor, he said that he still remembers when I was announcing that Nicola was pregnant on the podcast, and now he's 6.
My God.
And I just love the fact that this podcast has almost become like a life diary of mine, just an audio diary of my life, because we always banter about our lives here and there throughout the show. It's not just all about The Simpsons. But the thing about his birthday is, right, so, Elliot loves his footy, right?
Yes, he does.
So his nanny and pops, all the way from England, Nicola's mum and dad got him some Auskick goalposts. So basically, for those of you at home who don't know what AFL is, basically it's our version of football.
It's the version of football.
Yeah, and our goals are 2 big sticks and 2 small ones on the outside, and these ones have the bases, like the rubber bases, so you can set them up wherever you want, so you can practice this goal kicking.
You kick it between the big sticks, you get 6 points. You get it between a big stick and a little stick, you get 1 point.
I think it's the only sport in the world where you get a point for missing. Ball sport. Anyway, but so
participation ribbon.
He gets these posts, right, and we take them out, and 3 of the 4 posts are broken. The clips, the pins inside have snapped. And I was like,
what the what?
Rebel Sport, what are you doing to me?
Rebel.
So I call them up and I said, can I bring it in and replace it? Yeah, sure, no worries, you can replace it. So I go in there, pick it up, bring it back. He was like shattered because he was like, oh my God, I get to play footy.
Is this one of your few interactions with a retail outfit where things actually went according to plan?
So I go in there and they let me swap it. I get home and 2 of them are broken. At this point, I'm thinking, and Elliot is so devastated because he just wants to play footy with these goalposts.
I'm devastated. I'm just hearing this story now.
I went in there and she goes, well, I can offer you a refund, or I can have them sent to your house, right? A new set. And if those ones don't work, come in and we'll just give you a full refund. So she goes, you can give you a refund, or we can get 1 more sent because our stores run out of them, right?
Okay.
I'm like, cool, I'll give 1 more try. Just as we're about to record today, the new box has arrived. So you will find out on next week's show whether these ones are fucking broken as well. And if they are, I'm going to not name and shame Rebel Sport, but the product. I'm not going to name and shame them yet. But if this one's broken as well, and the problem is, I walked out the second time, went onto the website, looked at reviews. There's 1 review, 1 star. You know what it says? Bought these for my son. The pins were snapped on the inside. Brought it back to the store. Rebel Sport were great. Gave me a refund. Gave me a replacement. That was also broken. I was like, no!
We don't have a problem with Rebel Sport.
No.
Clearly they are doing their job right here. The manufacturer of these posts is asleep at the wheel.
And you would think by the brand that it would be the top range one. So we'll find out next week's show whether this place gets named and shamed.
Is it called We're the Best Posts?
No.
Okay.
It's basically when you think of who produces footballs, AFL footballs.
Oh.
Like, it's legit.
It's the
yeah. Look, you're sharing around.
We're sharing this information with you.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see whether I'm going to be angry or sad next week. Or happy. We'll see.
Find out. But you also received something else today in the mail.
I did, yes. So you can see here, if you're watching, I'm wearing my Mo Sislak t-shirt. It's Mo Sislak, right? Yeah. Mo Sislak t-shirt that is from our friends.
It's Wednesday. It must be my Mo t-shirt.
At Uncle Rico. And Guy's wearing his purple drapes.
I'm wearing a Crown Royal bag.
But we received another package here.
Well,
from our pals at Uncle Rico.
Well, I think you're using the royal we there.
So we'll open it up.
Yeah.
It's more.
Am I getting one of these?
You will. Try the size first. So,
well,
have they sent 2 or they sent 1? Let's have a look. What do they got in here?
Looks like just the 1.
All right,
but that's all right. This is for you.
This is for me. Check this out.
Oh my gosh!
It's a Pin Pals shirt, but it's a sweater for winter.
And we are dead in the heart of winter right now.
Look at the stitching on Pin.
This is really nice.
It's actually fantastic, isn't it?
This is a quality item.
Yeah, you check it out.
Oh, give us a feel.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh!
Hold it up to the camera. To the camera.
That's
actually a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be.
This is quality apparel.
It really is. Show the back of it there. It's got the Pin Pals logo. That's legit, right?
Uncle Rico, you've done it again. And that's not words I say very often.
So honestly, check it out. And you can save 10% off your order if you order with the code 4finger. So 4finger into the code, or you can we're going to put this up on our Facebook page, put the link in the description of this podcast as well in this video. Click on that link and that code will be applied to your checkout and you can buy one of these.
Why wouldn't you? It's like I said, that's a pretty.
They've also sent through more stuff.
Hey, wait a minute. What?
We have beanies.
Oh.
You want a beanie?
I don't mind a beanie. Oh. Look at that.
Or would you like to be as toasty as a cinnamon bun?
Oh. So here's the thing.
That's funny. That's relevant. Like that
relevant.
makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold these both up. Look at this. This is Guy to a T.
Yeah. That you would look good in that, I reckon.
I would. Pink is not my colouring, unfortunately. I would look like Zoidberg.
We got some Gay for Mole Man socks right here as well.
You can keep those. There are already enough rumors about me. This is really nice.
Yeah.
As is this one. This is the green one with Homer in the hedge.
There's more stuff in here. What do we got here? Oh, black Gay for Mole Man socks. Is there anything else?
Did you just put on like a Samuel L. Jackson voice to say black socks? Dan Doe.
So we got 2 beanies here, new winter gear. You can see it there in the camera. Homer in the hedge, and the toasty cinnamon bun, and Gay for Mole Man socks.
Why are you trying to cover up my face with the camera?
No, I was holding it up because it's closer to me, that one.
Does my wizened features remind you of the grim spectre of death?
But how good's this Pin Pals jumper?
It's really good.
It's actually...
Sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it's a quality item.
Yeah, check it out. Make sure. I'm so glad I have this.
If you're a fan of The Simpsons,
because the Pin Pals is actually legit, isn't it?
Or just a quality sweater. Yeah, get on it.
It's
or get it on you.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is the word Pin Pals on the front isn't just sort of...
It's not a decal. It's embroidered in.
It's embroidered in. Yeah, it's really good. Wow. Well done, Uncle Rico. Thank you again. And links in the description of this podcast for you to get that right now, and you'll get 10% just by clicking the link. It'll be automatically applied to your checkout.
Oh my God. In a world where it seems like everything is spinning out of control, Uncle Rico provides a nice stabilizing influence.
Yeah, and you can get this Mo shirt. We've got a Lenny shirt that's available on there as well, and Troy McClure shirts, Hank Scorpio shirts. Like I said, link in the description of this pod. 10% applied across your entire, not just the Simpsons stuff, your entire range.
I am not wearing any Uncle Rico apparel, but that's because, I don't know, I'm not Dando. What can I tell you? I'm not Dando.
I can get you some if you want some.
I'm trying hard. Trying hard to be more like Dando.
But favourite moments of Eternal Moonshine of the Simpson mind?
There were a few. I had some.
I haven't written any, but I will say just from memory, I really
liked... Do it off the top of the dome?
Dyslexia, Duffman, Secret Shame. I know it's making fun of people with dyslexia, but I thought it was quite funny.
I think time for me to put my tinfoil hat on. We need to get a lot less sensitive. Here's why. Tenacious D have broken
Strap
up.
yourselves in, guys.
Tenacious D have broken up.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into that, though.
Broken up.
They haven't broken up. They've cancelled their tour.
They have cancelled their tour, and they're going to not do any creative enterprises for the immediate future.
But you know why they had to do that? Because every venue said, we don't want to have you guys here.
That is correct.
Yes.
There are insurance issues.
Yeah, so that's why they've had to cancel the tour, because there was nowhere to play anymore.
Indeed. Look, there was a knee-jerk reaction on my part. It did feel like Jack Black was throwing coal gas under the bus. There is always more to it. There is always
At the end of the day, though, Jack Black needs... I know he's got to look after his buddies, but he's also got to protect his own brand and himself. He doesn't want to be attached to this.
Well, he's a big brand now. He's Kung Fu Panda. And he's also Bowser.
Exactly. You don't want to be losing that Mario money, mate.
No one wants to lose Mario money.
No, I mean, Kyle Gass or Mario money. He doesn't need Mario money, but it's Mario money. Kyle Gass said something he should not have said.
I think we're doing a lot of bad faith readings here. I mean, are you honestly thinking that Kyle Gass is advocating for the assassination of Donald Trump?
Of course he's not, but you don't make jokes at that. You don't make jokes like that. You just don't do it.
You don't do it, or you don't do it in this current
You don't do it on that platform.
I don't know. I mean, Tenacious D...
It happened
always struck me as someone
2 days prior.
Or a lot irreverent.
What would you have said if, I don't want to get too political, but just what would you have said if a pro-Trump, a Republican supporter, musician, made the same joke if the assassination was of Biden? You'd call him a fucking idiot.
Probably call him a fucking
idiot. If Kanye came out and said, oh, next time don't miss Biden, what would you say?
That's not cool.
Same thing.
I guess. But I wouldn't be calling for his cancellation or anything like that.
I think a lot of people would be.
Yeah, well. Anyway, enough about that.
But what were your favourite moments from the episode?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about favourite moments.
Yes.
Yeah, not favourite moments from recent history. What did I enjoy? I liked when Wiggum was asking... Well, there was the encounter with Wiggum and Homer at the bar, asking some questions, all this, and then on the way out, Wiggum says, okay, well, who was Jack the Ripper? And Homer says was what, the Queen's private surgeon?
Private surgeon, yeah.
Yeah, I just love at the end. Wow. I thought that was just we're seeing so many...
Is there like truth? Is that like a legend or something?
I think it's become one of those print the legend things where,
Enough people say it becomes truth?
Yeah, there's been enough people sort of talking about it and thinking, oh, well, no, that theory actually holds water.
Yeah.
That, it's got to be someone, who had real clout and who would have, benefit from a cover-up. I don't think police work back in the late 1800s in, one of the seedier sections of London.
It's like a pretty easy gig.
Would have been all that great.
I
don't think they had Sherlock on the case back then.
I don't think they had any rules though. They could just do what they want.
Who, the cops?
The cops, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think the gig would have been sweet. It's like there's no social media. There's no people pulling their phones out and filming. It was just, that guy fell over.
I personally think that any old schmo could have gotten away with 5 terrible murders. Yeah, I don't think it is. But that's neither here nor there.
Yes.
Yeah. What I did like was just the nice closer. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was great because we've seen so many gags on The Simpsons recently where, and some in this episode, we've explained it some more. I was like, I don't think we needed that. Well, and I'll get to that in a moment.
Well, I've found the trend in season 19 of The Simpsons is we're going to list things. So driving past stores and we're going to read out all the signs.
Yes.
Here it was the ingredients of the Forget Me Shot.
Yes, but at least the ingredients of the Forget Me Shot were... it ramped up as it went along.
Yeah, but they were pointless. Again, it was just the same joke.
I get what you're from.
Same setup. Speaking of, trivia.
Oh, trivia. Well, but I had more favourite things.
Okay, then.
More favourite things.
Okay.
I enjoyed the shout out to the 1997 motion picture, The Game, where Homer has his big fall and then he lands on something soft. Wait a minute. What? And yeah, I thought that was, I enjoyed that a whole lot. 2 good gags on the bridge. Goodbye Cruel World and then Goodbye Crueler World. Admittedly, it should have just been Goodbye Crueler World. Yeah. That would have worked fine.
You should have just said Goodbye Crueler World, had it make no sense, and then had the truck drive fast.
Yeah. That's how that should have been.
Bye, Homer.
And also a not bad troll gag involving Patty and Selma.
I thought that was good, although that doesn't really make sense. I know it's a slight little nitpick, but we had the joke of, we're pushing off because we thought we could land on the boat, blah, blah, blah. They push him off, he lands on the boat. Then how are they on the boat?
Maybe they jumped after him.
Okay.
You're picking nits, I'm trying to knit the pick.
Yes, I know, I'm just being silly. That's not a big deal. Of all the things that have been wrong with season 19, that's not one of them.
That is certainly not one of them.
No.
Anything else you enjoyed, or do you just want to do some trivia?
Let's just do some trivia and we'll get into it while we do the review of the episode, I reckon.
All right, fine.
All right, my first question for you is, what are the ingredients of the Forget Me Shot?
Okay, I know there was triple sec, quadruple sec, the red part of that toothpaste. Aquafresh. And also the answer to the answer to my question, what was the venom in the Forget Me Shot? It was from the Louisiana lobotomoth. There's something that I missed before the triple sec, though.
There was a splash of Jägermeister, slow gin,
SLOE gin,
gunk from a dog's eye, absolute pickle as well.
Absolute pickle. Yeah, not ginger and pickle.
No, not ginger and pickle at all. Shout outs to our supporters on Patreon.
Like how I did that.
Your next question.
Okay, then. I'm not going to ask about the Louisiana lobotomoth anymore.
That'd be silly.
It would just be silly to do so. It would be like I forgot that this thing even existed.
Buffoonery not sanctioned here at Full Finger Discount.
Have I sent you I found a great sanctioned buffoonery not sanctioned meme?
No.
Hang on, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay, then.
But
in the meantime, a question.
In the meantime, I'm going to ask you a question. What year did Grandpa Simpson have a horse to his taxes?
That's my next question. It's 1998.
It's 1998.
It felt weird that, they're saying back in the day and it's 1998. I know. That's right. It's
that is nearly 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
What was I watching recently? And it was in 1990. We're talking about Down Periscope. Nicola's like, I don't think I've ever seen Down Periscope. I'm like, yeah. I was like,
are you talking about the iconic Kelsey Grammer submarine comedy?
She'd never seen it.
Co-starring Rob Schneider?
Yeah. Exactly. And Jim Carrey's former wife, speaking of Jim Carrey.
Lauren Holly.
Yeah.
Co-star of Dumb and Dumber.
Exactly. What a lady.
She's in the Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
We're talking about Dan Periscope. I said, I think it's like 20 years ago. I was like, 96. Yes, like 20 years ago. And she goes, you realize that's 28 years ago? And I went, oh, wow.
Did you go, what?
And I was like, I never stop having those moments where, for you, obviously the 80s will always just feel like 20 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're more like 40 years ago.
Well, someone said to me, Avril Lavigne, I'm like, oh, yeah, her album came out like 15, 20 years ago. No. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah. I've got a 40-year school anniversary coming up this year.
40.
Yeah, not for my graduation, but for another year.
Okay.
But it's like, oh my God. It was 40 years ago that I was doing it, and it honestly feels like yesterday.
Jaws nearly came out 50 years ago.
I came out more than 50 years ago. Where's my celebration? I'll send this to you a bit later. But yeah,
Yes.
that was my question to you.
All right. What is the Suicide Bridge? I thought it was a good gag here. Named after who?
Oh, it's former governor. Was it Cleveland? Something?
Chester L.
Chester L. Suicide.
Yes.
Correct. Hey, what does NERD stand for?
Ooh, when was that in the episode?
Frank mentions it.
I was not listening to that part. What is
Well,
it?
it's according to him, it's an acronym for not even remotely dorky.
Oh, okay then. All right. Now, I believe it's time we get our beers out.
Well, how about I give you one more question?
All right, then do it.
Okay, then. I don't know if you'll get this.
All
I
right.
thought that might be a pretty tough one. When Homer is having his memories, there is a bit where he is wearing a T-shirt from a particular program. Do you remember which program?
No.
It's not a TV program.
What is it?
It's the Witness Relocation Program.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay then. I did like all of the speaking of like the flashbacks, I did like all the like Homer wearing his different suits.
Yes.
In like so that's a play on a YouTube video.
On a YouTube video called Noah takes a picture of himself every day or
Every-
something
for
like
6 days or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was was it the first time someone had really done something like that on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, wow, you do magic things with cameras and video.
And that music, what's the music called from that clip?
I looked it up and then I forgot.
Every Day by Carly Commando. So that is like the perfect tune for that kind of video, don't you think?
I think so.
It just sums up life in general. It's like, life just goes by like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get too maudlin about
No. I mean,
about the ongoing passage of time.
it is crazy to think though, like Elliot's 6 now. Like, where? I think
I know, man.
up until 5, they still feel like little kids. But now that he's 6 just feels older.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like a little kid anymore, you know?
I hate to say it, but the cat's in the cradle, man.
Yeah.
The silver spoon.
Yep. Little boy blue in the end on the moon.
The man on the moon.
Went all Shatner then.
Little boy blue.
So I was speaking about getting the beers out before because it's time we talked about the Stonecutters.
That's right.
Yes, the very, very important people. Now, who do we always start off with first with the Stonecutters, Mr. Davis?
Well, we zip that little pointer right on down to the letter G. That's a line from the great serial killer movie Manhunter, by the way. Katie G. Katie G is that person.
Not a manhunter. Or maybe she is. Who knows?
She may be a man-eater. Who knows? Katie G very generously hands over, what do we call it? Is it a grey nurse?
Grey nurse.
I'm talking cash.
Oh, I have no idea.
You know how we will assign various
Well,
fruits, vegetables, and other things to like a pineapple is a $50 note.
Yeah, what's the
and a
green.
lobster is a 20.
It was green for the 100. So what would it be?
I thought it was 100. I thought it was grey, like it was a grey nurse.
No, it's green.
Are you sure?
$100 note.
$100. But it's you don't pay me. When's the last time we saw $100?
$100? $100 Australia. Let's have a look. That's green.
What would they call the grey nurse then? Maybe 500.
Well, there's a grey nurse on it. It looks like maybe
Oh, could be.
a picture of it. There's a picture of it. She's grey and then she's old, and she could be maybe a nurse. So that might be it.
Don't be a sponge bed. This is all distracting from the fact that Katie G donates $100 to your pals, Guy and Dando, every month.
Help you keeping those lights on.
Lights on.
Yes,
Thanks
cameras,
to Katie
recording.
G. And also our man Andrew Zer, our man Elliot J. O'Neill,
Zach Pruitt.
our man Zach Pruitt, and then there's a whole bunch of other names. Other people. Dando's got them written down. I should be able to reel them off the top of my head, but I just did 4, and I'm struggling with a head cold.
You forgot Jordan Wellman Ritchie.
I could never forget John.
Yeah, Jonathan Rossi.
That man haunts my dreams.
Rach Beasley, Stephen Roberts, Sean Deavy, Pete Anderson, Timothy Belson, Andrew Davis, Ryan Dunlap, Kevin Dental Plan, Flood, Shannon Hofer, Bella Winderbank, Jack McFadden, Heath Appleby, Adric McLeod, Lewis Kavanagh, Mark Treleaven, Reese Roberts, Ginger Ann Pickle, Preston Murray, Talia Enriquez, Declan Phoenix, Brian McCoy, Josh Hellier, Logan B, James Shepherd, Joe Riedensek, Dave Pretzels McNally, Gavin Lang, Damien Miller, and Isabella Murphy. Thank you so much for being top-tier Stonecutter supporters of ours on Patreon for 4-finger discount.
I'm extremely grateful. Dano's slightly less grateful.
Always grateful. Always.
We're
Someone say eternally grateful.
eternally grateful.
So let's get into our review of the Eternally Moonshine of the Simpson Mind.
That's a very silky segue there, Mr. Dando.
Oh, man. So the production code of this episode was KABF02. Original air date, December 16th, 2007. Written by J. Stuart Burns. Directed by Chuck Sheets.
Chuck Sheets.
Good name.
I tend to do that after a big night on the Terps.
What's that?
Chuck Sheets. They're just no good for anybody after that.
Chalkboard gag was the capital of Montana is not Hannah.
Yeah, that's all right.
And the catch gag was just a repeat of the one where it's just a... So basically they killed 90 seconds before the episode started here.
They did.
Full intro and that extended catch gag. I feel like this is an episode where you probably could have found time for more content.
I think so.
Didn't really need filler.
You didn't? No. And the whole weird... At the end, it's like, I don't know. You're explaining things too much to us these days, Simpsons.
So the episode kicks off with, it's Christmas time, obviously. Is it Christmas time?
Certainly seems that way.
It feels like
it's winter time.
It's winter time, yeah. I think this is a Christmas episode that's not actually...
That has
a Christmas theme.
Elements in it.
Yeah, because at that start music is Christmas. Da, 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 da.
Is it Sleigh Bells?
It was Winter Wonderland, isn't it?
Is it Winter Wonderland? Sleigh Bells Ring? Are you listening?
In Winter Wonderland.
I don't know if it is. Just feels
Walking
Christmas.
in a Winter Wonderland.
Do they actually? Is it the actual music? Well, that's that. That is. But is that the music that was in this episode?
Oh, was it not? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just my mind was playing tricks on me.
You just want to jump ahead 6 months and go to Christmas.
Oh, I love Christmas. We watched a Christmas movie the other day, and Nick was like, "Can we watch Christmas movies right now?"
Was it Face Off?
Is it a Christmas movie?
No, it's for life, not just for Christmas.
No, it was. What was it? Mother Christmas Carol. Of course it was. Yes. The kids. Alex like, we can't watch this one. It's not Christmas. I'm like, motherfucker, you can watch it whenever you want to watch it. Why do we have these rules?
I was about to say, Elliot's in the right here, but then you sort of came out with that rejoinder. I'm like, actually, he's got a point.
Yeah, but people have these sort of unwritten laws to themselves where they go, you can't listen to Christmas songs and watch Christmas movies at Christmas time. Of course you can. Why can't you?
You can't have hot cross buns all year round.
Why not? Because they don't sell them all year round.
Unless you stock. Well, would you be inclined to stock up on like hot cross buns and just have them anytime you want to?
Freeze them?
Yeah.
You'd have to freeze them.
You would.
Oh, I'm not a hot cross buns really kind of guy. Nicola loves hot cross buns.
Yeah.
Especially mine.
Your hot cross buns.
No, I'm good at making them.
Oh, okay. Didn't know what you were talking about.
So the blimp here is crashing.
No.
Oh no, as it's going down. We've got Scrat here, an Ice Age reference.
Yeah, people really like those Ice Age movies, huh?
Yeah, the first one. it's kind of like the Shrek franchise where the first couple were good, and then it's like, oh, you kept making those things. Oh,
yeah, how many are there?
Shrek, there's 4. Ice Age, I believe there's 5.
Coming up on the 5th Shrek.
Yeah, and then as we mentioned on South Park, I'm excited for it because I feel like it's going to go back to its roots and forget that 3 and 4 never happened.
Indeed.
Ever happened, I should say.
Yes.
But he gets attacked here, poor Scrat. That was like he was a thing for a while, wasn't he? Scrat getting the start of all the movies.
He just wants to bust that nut.
He just wants to bust that nut, get that acorn, yeah. But he gets attacked by Willie, speaking of nuts. And then...
But then Willie gets attacked by various
Scrats, yeah. Then we get Lindsay Nagel here. She drives off. I like that it wasn't just a random person. It was somebody. It didn't have to be anyone important. It was somebody that we know.
Well, as we said, Simpson, the Springfield is full of characters that we've come to know and love and identify.
It is indeed. She drives off, which causes the snow pile behind her to melt. Mm-hmm. And in this pile is Homer. And he wakes up and he's hungover, no more drinking. He arrives home at 6 a.m. and nobody is there. You seen your mum or yourselves? Then he says maybe it's time for a family bath. Really weird joke.
Yes, I don't know about the family bath idea.
I don't. If we're having family baths with 10-year-olds and something, no. If daddy's kids listening, kids watching, if your daddy's asking you to get in the bath with him, call somebody.
Call someone you trust.
Yes. But the dog attacks him as well, which we find out at the end is because he doesn't feed him, walk him, or take him out for a wee.
That's true.
Yeah. That's all a dog wants in life.
It'd be great to be a dog.
Yeah. To be fed and to go outside and shit. Just that's it. That's all it wants.
Yeah. I suppose 1 out of 2 is not bad.
Yeah.
For me.
He goes to Moe's here, Homer. he says, what's going on here? Well, why, where is everybody? And Mo says, oh no, actually, I think he just walks in and says, was I here last night? And he goes, yeah, you were. You wanted to forget something. And I don't think we really properly touched on the story of this episode, really, where I did like the way that each sort of plot unraveled and made more sense as the episode went on. I thought structurally this was a really well told story.
Very yes.
Yeah,
no, I 100% agree with you. I think it had a really good
Did
foundation.
you say very yes?
Very much so, yes.
Okay, very much.
Yeah,
so, yes.
but
I'm happy with very yes. Very yes.
Very yes. I just cut out the middleman.
Exactly. Don't need it. Very yes.
Very yes.
But the structure's good. I like the way
the structure is.
I like a good mystery, and I thought this was because at times, like when he thinks Marge is cheating, you know she's not going to be cheating. You know there's going to be more to it than that.
It's not a whodunit. It's like why happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's make this stuff seem how we
Why
clear it out.
does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why is it going on? So he explains the forget me shot, and he puts the video on where he explains the process, and then he pauses it. And I remember this, the ugly faces. I couldn't tell you what episode it was from with all the ugly faces, but it's obviously this one here. And Krusty then bursts in. He says he wants a forget me shot as well.
Because, yes, he thought he was going to do a Don Rickles about Arabs. Instead, he did a Mel Gibson about Mexicans.
Yeah, when this came out at the time when Mel was saying things he shouldn't be saying.
Indeed, I think Mexicans was the one race that he didn't offend.
But Wiggum then says that there was a domestic dispute at the Simpsons household the night prior, and we get the first little flashback vision of Homer here. And it's Wiggum talking to Marge. She's got a black eye. She says, calls an Irish kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
People are getting offended left and right here.
Mm-hmm. Oldest excuse in the book proceeds to walk into the door. I didn't mind that.
Have you ever walked into a door?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah. 'Cause it's usually the bathroom door because Nicholas sort of leaves it half open. Or, yeah, it's the bathroom door. And then as I'm walking out of the toilet, I just sort of just turn around and walk straight into it. Yeah, because it's always open enough for me to get in. But then when I turn around, it's like I take a wide turn and just go, boom, straight into the side of it.
This sounds like a you problem, right?
But I don't.
Problem.
But when I say I walk into a door, I don't walk into like the physical flat side of the door. It's the edge of the door, much like Wickham does here.
Well, yes. I think it's always walking into the edge of the door.
I've walked into back doors before with the glass windows. Elliot did an absolute beauty at a friend's house about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was just running full pelt. I'm surprised he didn't go through the thing. The house shook, it felt like.
Good golly.
Yeah, and he's at that age now where he gets embarrassed. So he wasn't necessarily hurt, but everyone turned and looked at him, and that hurt him more.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it was like the embarrassment of everyone's now looking at me. Yeah.
Emotional pain.
Yeah.
Far more scarring than physical pain.
Holy shit, can it be or what? But yeah, so Wiggum's walking to the door, and Wiggum reveals here in present time that it was Flanders who called it in. The Jacob Brigade that we discussed earlier as well. Flanders says that he had to call it in because he heard a hubbub, and as a Christian, he always assumes the worst. Then it was time for another memory, and it's Marge saying, "Stop, Homer, please stop," and something happens. Ow, my eye. So Homer here thinks that, holy shit, did I hit Marge? And it's kind of dark.
It's a little bit dark. I mean,
you know it's not going to be the case.
As you said, yes. We know that that's not going to be the case. And Homer himself is even just, appalled that this could even be on the table, could even be a possibility that something like this happen, even if he's got a skinful of whatever.
And Krusty's getting beaten up like a piñata by not just Mexicans.
No, and a Costa Rican as well. But,
yes.
Like I'm supposed to know.
So we're at the retirement castle now. Homer's gone to visit Grandpa, and he's just wants to get out of there because we've got the high school glee club there pretending to not hate the place. They're singing whatever song it is, can't remember.
Oh, What a Night.
Oh, What a Night, that's right. Really, really badly.
Indeed. Yes, badly, but more half-heartedly than anything else, which is even worse.
Did you notice the Can I Come To lady was there as well?
She was.
Yeah, she's been drawn to more backgrounds now. And his grandpa says, you eat our cookies, but you won't look at us. But then we cut to them both a Krusty Burger. And Grandpa basically says here, he knows a doctor who can help you get your memories back. And Homer says, how can I ever repay you? You can punch that orderly that's been sipping my juice. He punches the wrong guy. It's actually the guy who
saved his life.
So it turns out the doctor is just Frank. Okay, sure. And he's got these new devices that help people remember their past and their best memory, their favorite memories. And they've got all the old people there. We've got the old Jewish guy remembering his first Christmas with a great Chinese meal.
Indeed. You're really trafficking a lot of stereotypes this episode. By the way, Homer is very good at a job that I would really love to have, which is naming stuff. I mean, the fact that he comes up with the names like, what was it, the Deja Vu Master? Thought that was pretty great. And also remembrance of things fast. Not bad. Homer, you're pretty good at this.
Yes.
The rememberer is not as good.
No. But it was just another way for them to do their classic season 19 list things
List
gag.
things, but it was rule of.
I'm not putting it down and saying you're doing it a lot.
It sounds like you're putting it down, but this one was rule of threes more than anything else.
Yeah. Homer is now in his memory bubble, a bit wacky when you think about it. That Frank's got this device that can actually help you go into your memory, and
That's true.
It's actually a bit silly, I guess, but whatever.
But this is the Simpsons we're talking about.
But so he's got this nice memory here of with the kids at the snow, and they're steering through everyone's sculptures and ruining their day, which a dick move, but you can buy into this family doing that.
That feels like classic.
It feels like early Simpsons, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah.
Like the Simpsons go to the snow in season 2, and this is what they do in the opening act.
Yeah, and that even someone like Lisa, who's normally a little uptight and quite pious and all that, would get into the fun of it, because it looks like they're all like, one of them's that, I don't know where that structure of the word love is. I think it might be in Philadelphia or something.
But not France or Paris.
I don't know.
It's all fancy schmancy stuff.
Yes, yeah, but it just seems like one of those. Oh, look at what I've done. Yeah, you'd be happy to knock that shit over.
But then we get the cool vision of all the past episodes. I liked this when he's going through almost like the Millennium Falcon hyperspeed.
That's right.
Hyperspeed? Yeah, hyperspeed. I almost said hypervision, hyperspeed. And all all the images of just previous episodes. I like when it feels breaking the fourth wall, but it felt like an homage.
This was a more visually dynamic episode than we've had for a little while, I think.
Yeah, and it cuts to
well done, Chuck Sheets.
Him arriving at home, and he hears, that sounds like couch springs grooving to the beat of love. I mean, if you arrived home and you heard that kind of sound, you'd be like, what's going on here?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's say I rocked up to lovely Louise's place and I heard that, I'd be like, what's going on? Because if I heard it at my place, I'd be like, someone's broken into my house.
Just planning your surprise party.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. He walks in, and what seems like Marge is cheating, on top of his TV guide of all things, and he needs help working out who is this person, what am I going to do here, how can I figure out who it is, I need Bart, but only smarter. He gets Lisa. So he goes back. We get a weird gag about Synergy commercial, lost on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I imagine that would make sense to our American friends.
Probably,
this time.
yeah. He then takes Bart to when he was 10, because Bart wants to see if he can kick his butt, and he does. Then 20-year-old Homer also kicks his butt as well. Then Homer starts choking him in the bubble, which results in him destroying memories, and he destroys the memory of his first kiss with Marge.
Luckily, gets a replacement.
Gets a replacement with a poo. Do you think they did that gag so that Homer doesn't remember? So, because I can't recall. It's the way we weren't, I believe it was called. That felt like a retcon of sorts, didn't it? Where it's like, they always loved each other. Do you think this was their way of sort of going, this is why they'll never remember, or he'll never remember it?
I think it's a big stretch trying to introduce canon into this episode.
When he's in a bubble.
I don't think that's going to happen.
He takes the kids to go see the scene where Marge sees somewhat cheating, because they say, we're just representations of your kids. We're not really, you can take us there, it won't scar us. He gets out of the bubble, but he can't see the face. He's trying to grab the face, but he just can't do it. Have you ever had a dream like that where you just want to see something, but you just can't quite get there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, why can't I reach this? Why? I've had the teeth falling out dream. Have you had one of those ones?
I've never had that.
Yeah, I've had it a couple of times. It means you're not getting enough sleep and you're stressed out.
Yeah. The one I have the most is about to take the stage in a play and don't know the lines, don't know anything about the play. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that's about. There's a common meaning for it, I'm sure, because a lot of people have had that dream. But that's the one, not the one recurring one I have, but I have it often enough that I don't know, I think about it and I remember it.
It haunts me.
It haunts me.
But Lisa tries to explain how we can get your brain to work, with all this technical stuff, but just treat it the same way we treat the telly. Just hit the damn thing. So they jump up and down, causing them to have a blood nose in the real world. And then it's revealed that it's Duff Man and the mother of my children with the reason for my children. I like the way we get two lines here that make sense in a new way later on. So in his mind right now, Marge is cheating. He says something along the lines of, I'm giving it to your wife. She's going to be sore tomorrow or something like that. Homer then quits the machine. He says, I'm done. You've made me realize that, my life is not worth living. And then he goes to Suicide Bridge. And we get the goodbye, cruel the world gag. Then Patty and Summer arrive. As you were mentioning earlier, the trolls joke, quite good.
They're normally under the bridge.
Yeah, and they push him off. And I thought, that's really horrible, but there's got to be a reason. Like this episode, obviously there's reasons for things. At the end, they kind of spoil it, where they go, oh, yeah, sure, we didn't. But I thought maybe that's just also there. You could also say that they were just being silly as well. Because why would they... You'd like to think that Patty and Selma as characters wouldn't push Homer off a bridge. It's a bit much.
It is, isn't it?
There's, I don't like my brother-in-law, and there's, I'm murdering my brother-in-law.
It's a very heightened kind of circumstance. You're right. Yeah, I mean, It depends on, I guess, the overall tone of the episode as well. I mean, one gets the feeling watching this, it's almost like an anything goes kind of scenario where it doesn't necessarily, we're not playing by normal rules. So excessive behavior or extreme behavior can be, I don't know, sort of washed away by, it's like, nothing's really real in this one.
Yeah. But then he gets pushed off, obviously, by Paddy and Summer. We get the transition of his life flashing before his eyes, which is the 6 years, a photo a day for 6 years clip, parody, which probably would have felt relevant when this episode first aired.
And now feels like a nice bit of sort of time capsule stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you really sort of get much stuff like that on, well, I don't spend any time on TikTok. Maybe they do it on there.
I don't think people keep many photos anymore. They take photos, get a new phone, and just get rid of them.
Discard.
I think people just discard memories just like that now a lot more, don't you think?
Oh my God, maybe.
Yeah, because people go, oh, my phone's full, I need some space. I'll just delete memories. And it's like...
What are you, Johnny Mnemonic?
I always copy everything off my phone onto a hard drive first because you filmed that memory for a reason. You wanted to keep it. So why are you deleting it so you can film fucking Kanye West at a concert, you know? I never get the whole filming at a concert. It's going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the moment.
Enjoy your subjective experience. Or enjoy your objective experience of this subjective moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Marge reveals that it's actually a surprise party she's planning for Homer. And now he's happy. All the different lines is like, what does he say? The mother of my children and the reason for my children.
Turned out to be happy after all.
Yes, Duff is sponsoring with their new Duff champagne.
Which is the beer of champagnes.
Yeah, and this is where she gets the black eye. It's actually the cork. No, don't, Homer, don't do it.
Yes,
Puts the
Homer.
cork out. Yeah.
Yes, he got a little excited and popped his cork a bit early, you might say.
Yeah, and then Duffman gives her the ice pack. I'm giving it to your wife. She's going to be sore tomorrow. And this is where Homer comes back to the real world. Thank God I realized all this before I did something really stupid. He's falling, but he lands on the boat, which has, what is it, an airbag? What does he land on?
It looked like one of those big stuntman bags.
Yeah. And then everyone's having a great time. It ticks over 11. You want to pay for the extra hour? Yeah, sure. Yeah. And Carl and Lenny reveal here that that's what he wanted to forget. He went to Moe's. He wanted to forget the surprise party.
It's not even a twist.
No, but
it's just a nice swerve at the end.
It's obvious when you think about it, but it's like, oh yeah, it's all sort of working out well. And Moe tells him, or says to the guys at the bar, say everything you want to say to Homer right now, so he'll forget it. Then we cut back to Homer. And
what were some of those things? Was it blue pants make him look fat?
I think Carl thinks his hands are
sexy,
attractive or something. Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's just a reason to list things.
Listing things is fun.
It is fun indeed. Nicola loves lists. You want a shopping list? You want to do this job list? I'm like, yeah, sure.
I do so many to-do lists, but then I never do anything on to-do lists.
All you do is make to-do lists.
That's correct.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
To-do. Make to-do list. Yes.
Cross it off.
Homer then basically explains the story of the episode, and at the end he goes, quick, make sure that the party boat has a moon bounce. A moon bounce is what it is, yeah. So because he knew that he would end up trying to jump off a bridge because of everything that happened. Then he says, but why did Marge lie? Because she didn't want Wiggum to find out. He brings Sarah. I don't care for her. Sarah's one of those characters that's always been in the show, but we don't really know much about her.
No, when you say Sarah, the thing I really think of is, Clancy, use the remote. That's all I remember.
Or, thank you, Sarah. Get Superintendent Chalmers on the phone. Thank you, Sarah. But, yeah, so they weren't invited. Patty and Summer, did they mean it? They did. They say they didn't. Who knows? And then he says, why did the dog attack me? Because you don't feed it, whatnot. And then Duffman fucks up his name. My best friend, Homer Simpson. Dyslexia, my secret shame. And Homer says to Marge, I don't want to have a drink because this is a memory that I want to remember forever. And it says the end, question mark. And an odd ending to have in a mid-season episode. The end?
Question mark?
It's like,
yeah.
I was like, I understand that Al Jean thought it could have been the finale, but I don't think it would have worked as finale. And B, it's a weird ending to a mid-season episode.
The official Dando and Guy position from Four Finger Discount, we disagree with Al Jean.
On all accounts.
Mr. Jean, you have lost the Four Finger Discount vote. Not completely, but certainly as far as this goes. By the way, this closes out with a very nice song by a band with an odd name called Badfinger. That was also my nickname in high school. It really wasn't. But called Day After Day, which I thought was a lovely song.
Now, speaking of Al Jean, he responded to a tweet I put out. Now, I put out a tweet recently.
I wish you'd told me this before I threw Al Jean under the bus.
I put out a tweet. I was laying in bed the other night watching Simpsons on Disney+. Our friends at Disney+. And I'm not the only one that's thought this, but from day dot, I've been saying, I wish, just to encapsulate that feeling of the uncertainty and the excitement of, I don't know what episode is going to be coming up on Channel 10. I don't have to go through and pick and choose and scroll through. If you give me that, I'm just going to scroll forever and never actually end up picking something, right? I just want to hit a randomize button. You throw an episode out and I'll just watch it. Just like the good old days. Put on channel 10, you don't know what episode it is, right? Disney Plus, when they had to respond, it went crazy. Over 1 million views on Twitter. This image that I put up. I just said, I really wish Disney Plus tagged them would have a randomized button for the shows. And everyone's like, not just The Simpsons, for every show. Every streaming service should have a randomized button for shows that aren't serialized, right? It's like, I'm watching Big Bang Theory, I'm watching X-Files, I'm watching whatever shows. I just want a randomized button. Friends on Netflix, just make it happen. Why is this not a thing, right? So Al Jean responded, that's a great idea. And I was like, see, the guy who runs The Simpsons, it's a great idea as well, right? Lad Bible took this. Oh. And they did their classic, we're going to take someone's image and not really give them the credit, right?
Lad Bible.
It was like, Simpsons fans are demanding this major change to Disney Plus. And you know what they called us in their little article, Lad Bible? Twitter user 5-finger discount. Twitter user 5-finger discount. Not only did you steal my fucking bit, you stole my image, you couldn't even get my fucking name right, and you didn't even tag me in it.
These are words that are not used too often, but...
Use my fucking photo in your main image, didn't tag me, called me Twitter user, called our podcast that's been going for 10 years, one of the only Simpsons podcasts when it first started, one of the longest running Simpsons podcasts, on a week-to-week basis. We're a Twitter user, 5-finger discount. I wasn't happy.
You have let down the good name of Lad Bible.
Takes a lot to get me angry. I was angry.
Believe me, I'm working hard.
Fix my fucking name up and tag us.
Do some tagging.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
Lad Bible.
More like Bad Bible. See, with quality content like that.
Exactly. 10 years.
10 years of winners like that.
I was like, I don't mind you stealing, like, I was like, oh, cool, they're doing a thing about me. But when they get your name wrong and they don't, like, link to your page, it's like, you're getting the hype and making it all about yourself.
It is poor internet etiquette.
I mean, people listening at home right now, they go, well, you post other people's memes on your page. That's fine. We always credit them correctly.
Attribution. It's important.
If we take someone's product or whatever and we're putting a picture of it up, we always link to their page. Anyway,
yeah,
make sure you credit right people.
Rant over.
Yes, rant over. I didn't think I was going to rant in this episode, but I did. But Eternal Moonshine of the Simpson Mind, I would say the best episode of the season so far.
I was pretty impressed by it.
It's a different episode, isn't it?
Yes.
It felt non-canon, didn't it?
Felt evergreen.
But it felt non-canon, don't you think?
Non-canon, yeah.
Yeah. What have we had season? What's the next episode? Oh god, it's that E Pluribus Wiggum. I can't remember too much, but I remember it's apparently he goes for president or something.
Okay, well that doesn't sound good.
I don't think it does at all. Simpsons season 19. What have we had so far? Let's just see whether this is the best one so far. What have we got here? We'll scroll back to episode 1. So let's yay or nay. So he loves to fly and he does. Nay. No. The Homer of Seville. Nay. I liked Midnight Towboy. That had your man, there's something about Mary.
Matt Dillon.
Yeah. I don't know why the Cage Bird sings. That was okay. Bit dark.
Yeah.
Treehouse of Horror doesn't matter. Little Off and Millie was all right. Had a weird ending. Husband and Knives. Yeah. Funeral for a Fiend. Yeah. Definitely the best episode of the season.
When you're dealing with a whole lot of meh.
Didn't rely on a guest star.
Something that's is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Didn't need a guest star.
No. Just needed
fun format.
Simpson stuff.
Yes. All right. So next episode of 4-Finger Discount from season 19, we shall be reviewing E Pluribus Wiggum. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for all of your support here at 4-Finger Discount. Don't forget, we're going to be doing our monthly mailbag at the final Friday of every month. So if you want to send a question in, it's mailbag@4fingerdiscount.com.au.
You're on kind of a roll, so I don't want to stop you. And
So you stopped me.
You may well have something different in mind.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're racing towards the finish.
No.
No? Really?
What,
this sounds like the stuff you say at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But we're not going to do...
I was playing a trick on you.
You did, but you also didn't, because I saw it and I had to respond to it, because I know you're a smart guy and I know you've got everything. I know you've got your I's dotted and your T's crossed.
It was a callback to earlier when I kept saying, let's move on. You're like, oh, I've got more trivia. I've got more favourite moments. It was a callback to that moment, my friend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
We haven't even done What Have You Learnt yet.
That's true. And
I knew exactly what I was doing.
And we haven't done New Name.
I know.
But I know the rhythm of the show, and I know your particular rhythms, and it felt like we're skipping a whole lot of stuff here. I'm very confused.
You can get in touch with mailbag at 4fingerdiscount.com.au. But before we do all that, before we go, Mr. Davis, We forgot some things, didn't we?
We certainly did. We've got to do what did you learn from this episode, and we also have to do the Guy Davis New Names Challenge.
We do. What did we learn from this episode, Mr. Davis?
Look, when you've given the opportunity to drop some racial slurs, split the difference. Do a Don Rickles on Mexicans.
Yeah, exactly right. I've learned that probably the least appealing kiss would somewhat be an Irish one, it sounds like, right?
Yes. Probably.
Doesn't sound like fun at all.
No, I haven't heard referred to as an Irish kiss before. I mean, have you ever heard of the Glasgow kiss?
No.
Or is it the Liverpool kiss? That's a headbutt.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just violence.
It's violence. Yes.
All right. It's time for the Guy Davis New Name Championship.
Oh,
Are you excited?
fine.
Are you excited?
No, I'm just confused.
Oh, okay. Well, the current leaderboard stands at this, Mr. Davis. In first position, we have Jared Hornby on 11 points. In second position, we have Adam Woolhouse on 8. And in third position, we have a two-way tie. It's Phil Hawkins and Kyle Muldoon both on 7.
I like your commitment to the bit that you're just not giving our man Hawkins that middle initial back until he earns it.
Yep.
All right. New names, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing
That's right, Guy.
That's right. New names. 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Goes there. Best we forget.
He's climbing further away. It's Jared Hornby now on 12 points.
Oh, my God.
Only on 12, though. He makes him 3 clear of our man Adam in second.
Choo-choo
No,
Hornby.
4
Well
clear. 4 clear.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on 8. Adam Woolhouse is on 8. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens when I give 2 points.
Okay.
To Total Recall.
Total Recall is Adam Woolhouse. So he's now 2 clear of Adam Woolhouse. Adam's now on 10.
It is important that you remember, folks, we are doing these blind.
Yeah.
I give Dando the name. I give Dando my names. He gives me back the, okay, yep, that's all fine. But I don't know any names. I don't know anything like that.
No.
It just happens the way it happens. And so it's going to happen. Then I'm going to give 3 points to Memento.
It's a newbie.
It's a newbie. Who is it?
It is Andrew Swan.
Swanee.
Our man. This is the first time he's on the leaderboard this year. Well done, Andrew.
I love this menagerie. We've got a swan, we got a hawk, we got a woolhouse, and that's all I got.
So the leaderboard now stands. Jared Hornby still in first on 12, still in second Adam Woolhouse on 10. Unfortunately, Clever Kyle and Phil Hawkins are now 3 behind on 7 points.
Lift your game, guys.
Yeah, lift your game indeed. And of course, our man Andrew Swan is now on the leaderboard in 3 points.
Very happy for Swan.
Yes, he is the guy helping us with our Discord. So if you haven't checked out our Discord yet, make sure you do so. You can find the link for that in the description of this podcast as well. But now we'll do the outro. Is that right? Proper outro. We're done. You happy? You satisfied?
Well, I'm never satisfied.
Okay.
But I'm sometimes happy.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your support here at Four Finger Discount. Don't forget, you can contact us, mailbag at fourfingerdiscount.com.au. You can also, guys, look, so guys' camera's just run out. You can talk into here in a second. You can rate and review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you do listen to this show. And if you can support us on Patreon, we would really appreciate that as well. You get exclusive access to a bunch of podcasts, over 100 hours of exclusive podcasts on our Patreon.
100 hours?
Over 100 hours of exclusive content. So, yeah, check it out. Support the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And you get early and ad-free access to this. Yeah, ad-free access to all the shows. Yeah, it's great.
Wait a minute. Early ad-free access?
Talk to the camera and say it.
100 hours of content.
We can't hear you now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support. Mr. Davis, any final words for those incredible listeners out there as I turn the camera to you? Go.
Hello, Dando. Come join me in the family bath.